Hello friends! Have you ever wondered what makes people born on October 5th so magnetic, mysterious, and unforgettable? On the surface, they shine with elegance and charm, but beneath lies a complex tapestry of love, ambition, creativity, and even shadows that they sometimes keep hidden from the world. Today, we'll dive deep into the cosmic blueprint of October 5th, not just from the perspective of Western astrology, but also through numerology, the Druid's tree horoscope, the Vedic system, the flower horoscope, and even the stone horoscope. By the end, you'll understand why those born on this day walk such a fascinating path in love, marriage, friendship, and destiny. The Zodiac sign, Libra, October 5th. To be born on October 5th is to enter the world under the refined and elegant sign of Libra, one of the most complex and beautifully paradoxical signs of the zodiac. Libra is governed by Venus, the planet of beauty, love, pleasure, and harmony, and this celestial rulership is never more apparent than in those whose birthdays fall at this very point in the solar calendar. Libras are often described as the eternal seekers of balance, constantly trying to weigh one side of the scales against the other. But for October 5th born individuals, this search for harmony takes on a far more adventurous and unpredictable quality because their birthday carries the vibration of the number 5, which is ruled by Mercury, the planet of curiosity, communication, and restless exploration. This creates an extraordinary blend. Imagine the grace and aesthetic sense of Venus fused with the quicksilver adaptability and curiosity of Mercury. On one hand, these individuals crave beauty, peace, fairness, and meaningful connections. On the other, they are drawn toward change, variety, and an endless hunger for experience. The result is a person who appears calm and charming on the surface but who, beneath that polished exterior, carries the fire of adventure and an almost insatiable desire to see what lies just beyond the horizon. The Libra sun bestows diplomacy, elegance, and the ability to make others feel at ease. People born on October 5th often have a refined sense of aesthetics. They notice details that others miss, whether it's the delicate shade of color in a sunset or the subtle expression on a friend's face. They are natural harmonizers, instinctively drawn to smoothing over conflicts, creating unity, and making life feel more graceful. Their sense of justice is keen, and they are often champions of fairness in both small personal matters and larger social causes. They want the world to feel balanced and believe deeply in equality, yet they express this desire not through harshness or aggression but through persuasion, kindness, and charm. And yet, and this is crucial, the number 5 shakes things up. Unlike many Libras who prefer calm and stability, October 5th borns often find themselves restless, unable to sit in one place or follow a single path for too long. The 5 energy gives them a deep love for freedom, new ideas, travel, and experimentation. This is not the stereotypical Libra who hesitates endlessly or fears taking risks. Instead, these individuals can surprise people with bold, spontaneous choices. One day they may be dreaming about art and beauty, the next they may be booking a ticket to a faraway city, simply because they feel the call of adventure. This restless quality does not diminish their Libran grace, instead, it enhances it. These individuals often possess a magnetic charisma because they embody both Venusian beauty and mercurial wit. They are talkative, engaging, and endlessly curious about others, which makes them excellent conversationalists and sought-after companions. At social gatherings, they're the ones who can float from group to group, making everyone feel included while dropping fascinating insights and stories. The combination of Libra and the number 5 also makes them gifted at adaptation. Life rarely overwhelms them because they know how to adjust quickly. If one path closes, they find another. If a plan falls apart, they pivot with charm and ease. This gives them an air of resilience and even mystery because they rarely seem trapped by circumstances. They are constantly moving forward, guided by curiosity and their love of harmony. But with this extraordinary gift also comes challenge. October 5th born individuals often struggle with the classic Libra trait of indecision, but magnified by their mercurial energy. They see so many possibilities, feel pulled toward so many directions, that choosing just one can be agonizing. Their minds race with what ifs, and sometimes they fear committing to a single choice in case it limits their freedom. This can create a life full of starts and stops, of brilliant beginnings that don't always reach completion. Still, when October 5th born people learn to channel their energy, they can achieve extraordinary things. Their Venus-Mercury blend makes them natural communicators, artists, diplomats, and adventurers. They are the storytellers, the creators, the mediators, and the explorers of the zodiac. They bring both beauty and energy into the world, offering a unique reminder that balance isn't about stillness. Sometimes balance is about learning how to dance gracefully amid constant motion. And now, a little side note. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a thanks button right under this video, or through the donation alerts link in the description. Your support truly helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for being here. Now, let's continue. Love and romance. When it comes to love, October 5th born individuals are unforgettable. They radiate an effortless magnetism, a blend of Venusian charm and mercurial playfulness that makes them seem endlessly attractive. People are drawn to them without even understanding why. Their smile has a way of disarming, their words linger like poetry, and their presence seems to promise excitement, beauty, and something just out of the ordinary. For them, love is not a passive experience. It is a grand theater, an unfolding drama, a stage where emotion, mystery, and passion play out in vibrant colors. They love the chase, the first spark of attraction, the delicious tension of wondering, do they feel the same way? They thrive on this energy, often creating romantic drama without consciously intending to. The thrill of attraction excites them, and they often bring that sense of drama into every stage of their love life. But while they may seem like consummate flirts, they are not insincere. Their flirtation comes from genuine enthusiasm for connection. They are curious about people, fascinated by their stories, and eager to uncover what makes someone unique. Every new encounter feels like a potential adventure, and this makes them seem irresistibly attentive and alive in the presence of a new love interest. Yet here lies the paradox. The number 5 brings restlessness, and this often complicates their romantic life. While their Venusian side longs for partnership, devotion, and beauty in union, their mercurial side resists routine and sameness. They crave stimulation, variety, and growth. If a relationship feels stagnant, if the spark fades into monotony, they may begin to feel trapped or bored. This is not because they lack loyalty or depth, but because their soul requires movement. For love to thrive, it must remain dynamic. As partners, October 5th born individuals bring joy, laughter, and a constant sense of renewal. They shower their lovers with affection, compliments, and gestures that make everyday life feel romantic. They understand the art of keeping romance alive, whether through small surprises, spontaneous adventures, or simply keeping conversation fresh and engaging. But for them to truly commit, their partner must embody 2 roles at once, lover and best friend. They do not separate passion from companionship. They want someone who excites their heart and stimulates their mind, someone who can dance with them through both the fires of passion and the laughter of everyday friendship. When they find such a partner, their devotion runs deep. They may hesitate before committing, but once they choose, they love fiercely and protectively. Their challenge in love often lies in their tendency to idealize relationships. Because they are romantics at heart, they sometimes project an image of perfection onto their partners, expecting love to remain endlessly exciting. When reality sets in, when flaws appear, when life becomes ordinary, they may struggle to reconcile this with their dream of constant romance. This is where their growth lies. Learning that love is not only about fire and beauty but also about patience, compromise, and the quiet power of stability. And yet, when they find balance, October 5th born lovers are some of the most enchanting partners in the zodiac. They never stop wooing, never stop seeking ways to keep the flame alive. They believe love should be lived like art, colorful, expressive, and evolving. Their greatest gift to their partners is the ability to make every day feel like the beginning of something beautiful, a reminder that love, when nurtured with passion and imagination, can indeed remain eternal. Marriage. For people born on October 5th, marriage is never something entered lightly or without deep consideration. Unlike others who may feel pressured by society, family, or timelines, these individuals instinctively resist the idea of being rushed into commitment. The essence of their Libra sign makes them crave partnership, harmony, and union, but the vibration of the number 5 in their date of birth adds a counterbalance, a voice whispering that freedom, exploration, and individuality must never be sacrificed. This creates a fascinating paradox in their lives. They long for love and companionship, yet they hesitate to settle too quickly, not because they doubt love, but because they fear losing themselves within it. Their approach to marriage can be described as both cautious and idealistic. They imagine marriage not as a contract or obligation, but as a living, breathing journey between two souls. To them, the perfect marriage is a partnership where both people grow together without limiting each other's independence. They envision a union that feels like freedom, not confinement, a relationship where love is expansive, where creativity flourishes, and where individuality is respected. If such conditions are met, they can become deeply loyal and nurturing partners who pour endless energy into keeping the connection vibrant. October 5th born individuals often delay marriage, sometimes marrying later than their peers, because they need to feel absolutely certain that their partner understands them at a soul-deep level. They will not commit to someone who tries to control, limit, or diminish their natural brightness. They need a partner who celebrates their adventurous spirit, encourages their curiosity, and is unafraid of change. When they find someone who embodies this balance, someone who allows them freedom while offering stability, they are capable of creating marriages that last a lifetime. Interestingly, the marriages of October 5th individuals often carry an unconventional quality. Many find themselves drawn to partners from different cultures, countries, or backgrounds, as if their restless spirit seeks a reflection of diversity even in love. Others may enter long-distance relationships before uniting in marriage, or they may meet their future spouse in extraordinary ways, on a journey abroad, through unexpected chance encounters, or in situations where fate seems to intervene. These unusual circumstances reflect their need for excitement and uniqueness, ensuring that even their path to marriage feels like an adventure rather than a tradition. Once married, they strive to keep the relationship alive with creativity and passion. They despise stagnation and are quick to inject new energy into their union, whether through travel, shared projects, or simply finding ways to rediscover each other again and again. Their natural Libran sense of harmony allows them to smooth over conflicts with diplomacy, while their mercurial number 5 energy ensures that no dull routine is allowed to settle in. Yet marriage for them is not without challenges. Their fear of losing freedom can sometimes lead to subtle distancing behaviors. They may retreat into their own worlds when they feel pressured, or they may rebel against routines that feel too rigid. Their partners must understand this rhythm and learn to trust their loyalty even during moments when they need space. On the flip side, October 5th born individuals must also learn to recognize that true freedom within marriage does not mean detachment but rather the ability to grow and evolve together. Ultimately, marriage for October 5th individuals is an arena for personal and spiritual growth. It is the stage upon which they learn that freedom and devotion are not opposites but complementary forces. When they meet the right person, someone who values their independence as much as their companionship, their marriages become radiant examples of how love can be both grounding and liberating. These unions stand as proof that true partnership does not restrict, but instead magnifies the light of both people involved. Sex life. Passion, curiosity, and artistry define the intimate lives of those born on October 5th. They do not approach sex as a mere physical act or routine expression of desire. Instead, they see it as an extension of their creativity, a dance of body and spirit where pleasure, communication, and emotional connection intertwine. Their Venusian influence gives them a deeply sensual nature, while the restless and exploratory vibration of the number 5 pushes them to continually seek novelty, variety, and a sense of discovery in the realm of intimacy. To these individuals, intimacy is a sacred form of expression. It is where words become unnecessary and where two souls converse in touches, glances, and rhythms. They bring a natural artistry into the bedroom, approaching sex with a playfulness that is never dull and a curiosity that keeps passion alive. Their partners often find them unpredictable in the best possible way. They dislike routines, preferring instead to explore new experiences, ideas, and ways of connecting. This makes them exciting lovers, constantly renewing the bond with fresh energy. The number 5 grants them a daring edge. Unlike some who shy away from experimentation, October 5th born individuals thrive on it. They are open-minded, willing to try new things, and eager to break away from monotony. This restlessness, however, does not make them careless. They are deeply attuned to their partner's needs and seek a mutual exchange of energy. They want intimacy to be a dialogue, not a monologue, ensuring that both partners feel fulfilled, understood, and appreciated. For them, sex is never simply about physical pleasure. It is a language, a way of communicating affection, passion, and even the unspoken emotions that words sometimes fail to capture. They intuitively sense the moods of their partners, using intimacy as a way to heal conflicts, rekindle closeness, and strengthen bonds. In this way, sex becomes a powerful tool not just for pleasure, but for maintaining emotional harmony in their relationships. Their natural charm and Venusian sensuality also mean that they often radiate a strong sexual energy even outside of intimate moments. They attract attention effortlessly, exuding a magnetism that others pick up on instinctively. This magnetism, however, can sometimes make them the object of temptation, both for themselves and for others. Their challenge is to remain faithful to their deeper values, resisting the urge to constantly seek new thrills in ways that might endanger long-term partnerships. Yet when in a secure, loving relationship, their sexual energy becomes transformative. They use intimacy not just to satisfy physical needs but to nurture love, ignite creativity, and renew the spark that first drew them and their partner together. They believe that a healthy sexual connection is vital to keeping a relationship alive, and they rarely allow this area of life to fade into neglect. For them, passion must be as much a part of marriage or long-term love as trust, friendship, and companionship. Their greatest gift in intimacy is their ability to make their partner feel desired and cherished. They understand that passion thrives when both partners feel equally valued, and they put effort into ensuring that intimacy is a shared journey of pleasure and discovery. This devotion to keeping passion alive is what makes their sex lives not only fulfilling but unforgettable for those lucky enough to experience them. In the end, the sexual world of October 5th born individuals reflects the same duality present in all areas of their lives: a desire for beauty and harmony balanced with an unquenchable thirst for freedom and variety. Their intimacy is an art form, a celebration of love that is both sensual and spiritual. They remind us all that sex is not only about bodies, it is about energy, connection, and the ongoing dance of two souls choosing to rediscover each other again and again. Friendship. To be a friend of someone born on October 5th is to step into a world of constant motion, discovery, laughter, and unexpected adventures. These individuals carry with them a rare blend of Venusian warmth and mercurial curiosity, making them magnetic in social settings and deeply appealing to people from all walks of life. It is not an exaggeration to say that they are often the spark in their group, the person who suggests new ideas, initiates plans, or brings a creative twist to even the simplest gathering. Their presence lights up a room because they combine natural charm with a sincere interest in others, making people feel seen, heard, and appreciated. For friends, they are often the entertainers, the storytellers, and the dreamers. They carry with them a knack for finding humor even in difficult situations, which is why their companions often rely on them during stressful times. A night with an October 5th born friend is rarely uneventful. It could begin with simple conversation but end in a spontaneous adventure, a late-night drive, a creative project, or simply laughter that lingers long after the gathering ends. Their restless energy ensures that life around them feels dynamic and colorful. But beyond their obvious magnetism, October 5th people are also deeply versatile in their friendships. They can adapt to different groups easily, chatting with intellectuals about philosophy one moment, joking with free spirits the next, and then offering a listening ear to someone in emotional pain. They rarely discriminate when choosing friends, preferring diversity in their social lives. They thrive on being surrounded by different personalities because each friend offers them a new perspective, a fresh story, or another window into the variety of human experience that they crave. Yet despite their wide social circles, they are selective about who truly enters their inner world. October 5th born individuals are often surrounded by acquaintances and admirers, but only a handful of people are invited into the sacred space of their true thoughts and vulnerabilities. For them, trust is a treasure. They are generous with their presence, but cautious with their soul. They need to know that their deepest truths will be respected, not judged, before they open up fully. As a result, while they may seem to have hundreds of friends, they may count only 2 or 3 as lifelong confidants. Their friendships also follow an interesting rhythm. At times, they are fully present, engaging, entertaining, and deeply involved in the lives of their friends. At other times, they may withdraw suddenly, disappearing for days or even weeks, not out of neglect but because they need solitude to recharge their restless energies. They are like travelers who must occasionally retreat to their private world before returning, refreshed and full of new stories. True friends of October 5th individuals learn to understand and respect this rhythm, knowing that absence is never abandonment, but rather a necessary pause that allows them to remain the vibrant, exciting souls they are. Loyalty is a complex issue for them in friendships. While they can be incredibly loyal to their closest inner circle, they sometimes struggle with maintaining consistency across their broader social web. Their restless nature can make them drift between groups or pursue new connections, sometimes leaving old friendships in temporary limbo. However, when a bond is deep and genuine, their loyalty is unwavering. They may be playful wanderers in social life, but they will stand firmly beside those they truly love, especially in times of difficulty. Ultimately, friendship for October 5th born people is a playground of life. They treat it as an opportunity not only to share experiences but also to grow, learn, and exchange energies with others. Their friends remember them as the ones who introduced them to something new, who inspired them to try, who reminded them that life is meant to be lived with curiosity and joy. Their friendships often feel like miniature adventures, each one unique, each one carrying its own story. And those lucky enough to be close to them discover that behind their charm and humor lies a deeply compassionate soul, capable of offering wisdom, comfort, and genuine understanding when it is needed most. Business and career. In the professional world, October 5th born individuals shine like few others. They are not content with quiet, predictable jobs that keep them chained to a desk day after day. Instead, they crave work that excites them, stimulates their creativity, and allows them the freedom to constantly reinvent themselves. Their Libra nature, ruled by Venus, makes them graceful diplomats, artists, and visionaries, while the energy of the number 5 gives them adaptability, quick wit, and a restless drive for exploration. Combined, these qualities create professionals who are not only charming but also highly resourceful, capable of succeeding in diverse and often unconventional careers. Charm is their greatest asset in business. These individuals rarely have to force opportunities. Their natural magnetism tends to draw people toward them. Whether in negotiations, presentations, or networking events, they have a gift for winning others over without seeming manipulative. People trust them because they combine elegance with authenticity. They know how to say the right words, but they also project sincerity that makes their words feel real. This talent allows them to excel in any career that requires persuasion, collaboration, or public presence. Creativity is another defining trait of their professional lives. October 5th born people often gravitate toward industries where they can express originality. Media, art, design, entertainment, marketing, and writing are natural fits. They dislike environments that feel monotonous, preferring instead workplaces where change is constant and where they can experiment with new ideas. Many of them have entrepreneurial spirits, feeling dissatisfied when working under rigid authority. They flourish when they are given room to build something of their own, where their vision can come alive without being suffocated by tradition. They are also natural communicators. Their ability to connect with people makes them strong in professions such as public relations, diplomacy, psychology, consulting, and even teaching. They know how to adapt their style to different audiences, whether speaking to a room full of executives, coaching a creative team, or comforting an individual in need of guidance. This skill not only opens doors but ensures they can pivot into multiple career paths throughout life, never feeling trapped by a single choice. But like all strengths, their restless nature comes with challenges. Their number 5 vibration makes them easily bored, and they may move from one career path to another in search of stimulation. While this gives them broad experience, it can also create a sense of instability if not balanced with focus. They may leave promising jobs too soon or abandon projects before they've reached their full potential. Learning discipline and consistency is their lifelong professional lesson. When October 5th born individuals do manage to channel their restlessness into productivity, they can achieve remarkable success. Their creativity, charm, and adaptability make them capable of building empires, whether through business ownership, artistic influence, or leadership in innovative industries. They often achieve recognition not by following the beaten path but by carving their own, blending traditional skills with daring, unconventional approaches. Their careers often have an international or cross-cultural flavor. Many feel drawn to travel, global markets, or work that connects them to different cultures and people. They thrive when they are not confined to one place, one system, or one way of thinking. This global curiosity makes them excellent in roles related to travel, international business, translation, or cultural exchange. Ultimately, the professional journey of an October 5th individual is about balancing freedom with responsibility, passion with discipline, charm with depth. When they find work that excites their imagination and offers them the space to evolve, they pour their energy into it with remarkable dedication. And because they see career not just as a way to make a living but as a stage to express their creativity, they often end up leaving a lasting mark in their fields. Their colleagues remember them as the innovators, the dreamers, the ones who challenged the ordinary and brought fresh air into every room they entered. The dark side. Every individual, no matter how radiant, carries within them shadows, parts of themselves that must be acknowledged, understood, and mastered in order to grow. For those born on October 5th, the dark side is not about malice or cruelty, but about the ways in which their restless energy and yearning for freedom can become self-sabotaging forces. Their sign, Libra, seeks balance, fairness, and beauty, but their birth date adds the number 5's influence of change, unpredictability, and constant motion. This mixture, while intoxicating and inspiring, can sometimes spiral into patterns of inconsistency, indecisiveness, and avoidance. Indecisiveness is one of their greatest struggles. Libras are famous for weighing options, but October 5th born individuals often take this tendency to new heights. They can become paralyzed by the sheer number of choices available to them, and instead of deciding firmly, they may hover in limbo, waiting for a perfect sign that never arrives. Their mercurial energy makes them want to experience everything, and so they hesitate to choose one path, one relationship, or one career direction for fear that it might mean closing the door to another. Over time, this can create frustration not only for themselves but also for those who rely on them. Another shadow aspect is inconsistency. Their restless spirit pushes them to start projects with passion and excitement, but maintaining momentum can be difficult once the initial thrill wears off. They thrive on novelty, and the moment something begins to feel too predictable, their energy starts to scatter. In relationships, this can appear as emotional highs and lows, bursts of devotion followed by periods of distance. In careers, it may manifest as frequent job changes or an inability to commit long enough to bring their biggest visions to fruition. This inconsistency does not come from lack of talent or desire, but from a deeper fear of being trapped in routine. Superficiality is another pitfall they must watch carefully. Their charm, wit, and beauty give them easy access to admiration, but sometimes they rely too heavily on surface appeal rather than cultivating deeper connections. They can be tempted to skim the surface of experiences, enjoying the thrill of beginnings without always delving into the harder, less glamorous layers beneath. In relationships, this may appear as avoiding deep emotional responsibility, running away from partners who require vulnerability, or sabotaging intimacy out of fear that it will tie them down. Their shadow also reveals itself in their need for constant stimulation. They are seekers, explorers, adventurers, but if this need is not balanced, it can become a source of instability. They may chase one experience after another without ever fully absorbing the lessons of each. They may change direction so often that they never feel the satisfaction of long-term growth. They may become addicted to the new, mistaking excitement for fulfillment. At its most extreme, this restless energy can leave them feeling scattered, ungrounded, and disconnected from their true potential. And yet, their shadow is not a curse, it is an invitation. October 5th born individuals are meant to learn the art of discipline, not as a cage but as a structure that supports their brilliance. They must learn to channel their curiosity into mastery, to recognize that freedom is not lost when one commits, but instead deepened when one builds something lasting. Their shadow is there to remind them that balance, the very essence of Libra, is their greatest teacher. When they face their indecision, confront their inconsistency, and choose depth over superficiality, they step into their true power. Life goals. The life path of someone born on October 5th is rich, complex, and deeply meaningful. These individuals are not here simply to drift or to skim the surface of existence. Their mission is to learn how to hold two seemingly opposing forces, freedom and responsibility, and weave them into a life that feels both adventurous and purposeful. Their Libra sun urges them to seek beauty, love, fairness, and connection, while their number 5 vibration calls them toward change, curiosity, and exploration. The harmony of these two energies creates a destiny that is about both experiencing the fullness of life and leaving behind something of lasting value. At the core of their goals lies the pursuit of balance. Their souls crave freedom, the ability to travel, explore, experiment, and reinvent themselves. They are not meant to live small, predictable lives. Adventure is in their blood. Yet at the same time, their higher purpose pushes them to find ways to anchor that freedom in meaningful contribution. It is not enough for them to simply wander from one experience to the next. They are called to gather wisdom from their adventures and share it with others, to transform fleeting beauty into something enduring. Their goals often revolve around connection. October 5th born individuals are natural bridges between people. They carry within them a gift for diplomacy, the ability to see multiple perspectives, and a talent for making others feel understood. Many of them find fulfillment in careers or roles that allow them to connect people, as mediators, leaders, artists, or visionaries. They are at their best when they are helping others find common ground, whether in personal relationships, creative collaborations, or even societal causes. Love and harmony also play a central role in their destiny. They are not meant to live in isolation. Partnership, friendship, and community are crucial parts of their journey. They are here to experience beauty through others, to discover themselves in the mirror of relationships, and to learn that true connection requires vulnerability and depth. One of their greatest goals is to move beyond superficial attraction and cultivate relationships that are enduring, transformative, and soul-deep. Creativity is another essential theme. October 5th individuals are visionaries, and their life goals often involve expressing that vision through art, writing, performance, or any medium that allows them to turn imagination into reality. Their gift is not only in creating beauty but in inspiring others to see beauty in places they may have overlooked. They are destined to be creators of harmony, whether through actual art, through the way they resolve conflict, or through the energy they bring into the spaces they occupy. But their greatest challenge lies in avoiding superficiality and scattering their talents. The temptation to live only for variety and excitement can pull them away from their true purpose. They must learn that adventure becomes even more meaningful when it is tied to growth and contribution. Their goals ask them to embrace depth, to commit not just to fleeting pleasures but to endeavors that test their endurance and reward their patience. When they do, they discover that discipline is not the opposite of freedom but rather the key to sustaining it. In the end, the life goals of October 5th born people can be summed up as the pursuit of a higher balance, to live passionately without losing focus, to love deeply without feeling caged, to explore widely without scattering their gifts, and to bring beauty, harmony, and inspiration into the world in ways that outlast them. Their destiny is not to live quietly but to become luminous examples of how freedom and responsibility, when mastered together, create a life of extraordinary richness. Zodiac compatibility. When it comes to love, friendship, and long-term partnership, October 5th born individuals create relationships that are as vibrant and multifaceted as their own personalities. Their Venusian grace makes them attractive and magnetic, while their Mercurial number 5 energy ensures that their connections are never static but constantly evolving. Compatibility for these souls is not just about finding someone who can admire their charm. It's about finding someone who can dance with their restless spirit, challenge their sharp mind, and respect their deep desire for freedom while still offering the warmth of devotion. Their best matches are often with Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius. With Gemini, the bond is one of sparkling conversation, laughter, and shared curiosity. Both signs thrive on variety, wit, and playful exploration, making this pairing feel like an endless adventure of ideas and experiences. With Aquarius, the connection grows out of shared vision and intellectual stimulation. Aquarius respects individuality, giving October 5th born people the freedom they need, while also offering the depth of a partner who sees beyond the surface. With Leo, the relationship bursts with warmth, admiration, and passion. Leo's fire stokes Libra's air, creating a lively union where October 5th born individuals feel both adored and challenged to rise to their brightest selves. Sagittarius, perhaps one of the most natural fits, offers boundless adventure. Both crave exploration, novelty, and philosophical conversation, making this match one of discovery and growth, where each day feels like an unfolding journey. However, not all signs find it easy to harmonize with October 5th souls. Capricorn, Cancer, and Virgo can be more difficult partners for them. Capricorn may feel too serious or structured, often clashing with the October 5th born's spontaneous, freedom-loving spirit. While Capricorn brings stability and ambition, October 5th born individuals may feel confined or criticized for their changeable nature. Cancer, with its deep emotional needs and attachment to home, may also create friction. While October 5th born people can appreciate Cancer's nurturing, they may feel suffocated by the intensity of Cancer's demands for security and closeness. Virgo, with its meticulous attention to detail and tendency toward criticism, can also challenge October 5th individuals. While Virgo seeks order and perfection, October 5th born souls thrive on variety and experimentation, making it difficult for the two to find common ground unless both are willing to compromise deeply. And yet, there are always surprises in the world of love. For October 5th born individuals, one of the most unexpected yet powerful soulmate potentials lies in other Libras or even Pisces. Another Libra creates a mirror effect. Together, two Libras born under Venus can form a partnership that feels like poetry, filled with romance, beauty, and shared ideals. Yet the challenge here is avoiding indecision and ensuring that both partners commit to depth rather than floating on the surface of attraction. With Pisces, the connection is something otherworldly. Pisces brings emotional depth, spiritual mystery, and a sense of dreamlike enchantment that can balance Libra's airy charm. Where Libra craves harmony and social engagement, Pisces offers tenderness and soulful intuition. Together, they can build a love that feels like both a romance and a spiritual awakening. Ultimately, compatibility for October 5th born individuals is about balance. They need a partner who keeps life interesting, who encourages them to grow, who respects their independence, and who does not try to control them. They will flourish with those who bring excitement and inspiration into their lives, but they must also learn to ground themselves, for true love is not only about passion and freedom, it is also about trust, patience, and the courage to stay when things become difficult. Numerology, the power of number 5. The number 5 is the pulse, the rhythm, the heartbeat of those born on October 5th. While Libra bestows beauty, balance, and diplomacy, the number 5 layers on a mercurial influence that transforms these Libras into restless adventurers, seekers of experience, and storytellers of life's infinite possibilities. To understand October 5th born people fully, one must understand the essence of the number 5, for it defines not just their personality but their life journey. The number 5 is ruled by Mercury, planet of communication, travel, and adaptability. It represents curiosity, versatility, quick wit, and a hunger for variety. For October 5th born individuals, this means they are never content with living in one narrow lane. Their minds are alive with questions. What's next? What else is out there? Who else can I meet? What other story can I live? This restless curiosity makes them endlessly youthful. No matter how old they grow in years, they carry within them an energy that is lively, playful, and constantly seeking renewal. As a result, they are natural storytellers. They gather experiences the way others collect treasures, and they delight in sharing them with the world. Whether through words, art, conversation, or even the way they live, October 5th born individuals translate their restless journeys into narratives that inspire others. People listen when they speak, not because they are always the loudest, but because they have lived richly and express their lives with enthusiasm and eloquence. The number 5 also makes them natural travelers, both literally and metaphorically. Many born on this date feel an unshakable urge to explore the world, to see new countries, to taste different cultures, to learn new languages, or to immerse themselves in diverse ways of life. For those who cannot always travel physically, the journey becomes intellectual or emotional. Reading, exploring philosophies, diving into different careers, or engaging with people whose perspectives stretch their own. The path of the 5 is never narrow. It is wide, winding, and filled with detours. But like all numbers, the 5 carries challenges. Restlessness can become instability. Curiosity can scatter into distraction. The thrill of new beginnings can lead to a trail of half-finished projects, abandoned commitments, or relationships left behind in pursuit of the next adventure. October 5th born individuals must learn how to harness the energy of 5 without being consumed by it. Discipline, patience, and focus are their lifelong lessons. When they master these, they transform chaos into creativity, weaving together their many experiences into something truly remarkable. At its highest vibration, the number 5 gives them resilience. It allows them to adapt quickly, to recover from setbacks with grace, and to turn obstacles into opportunities. Where others might falter in the face of sudden change, those born on October 5th thrive. They are quick to pivot, to find new solutions, and to embrace the unexpected as part of the adventure. This resilience is one of their greatest gifts, allowing them not only to survive life's uncertainties but to flourish because of them. In the grand picture of their destiny, the number 5 is both their challenge and their blessing. It ensures that their lives are never dull, that they are constantly growing, learning, and expanding. But it also demands that they learn to ground themselves, to channel their boundless energy into projects, relationships, and contributions that endure. When they succeed in this, they become luminous examples of what it means to live fully, to chase experience, to embrace change, and to turn the restlessness of the soul into art, wisdom, and inspiration. Druid's Tree Horoscope. According to the wisdom of the Celtic Druids, every human being is born under the guardianship of a sacred tree, and this tree bestows qualities, powers, and lessons upon the soul. For those born on October 5th, the tree of destiny can differ depending on which calendar system is consulted, but both possibilities are equally enchanting. Some traditions place them under the hazel tree, which rules from September 22nd to October 3rd, while others align them with the rowan tree, reigning from October 4th to October 13th. This duality already reveals something mysterious about October 5th born individuals. They are touched by more than one current of magic, straddling two different streams of ancient wisdom. It is as though nature could not quite contain them within a single archetype, and so it gave them a double gift. If they fall under the hazel tree, they carry the qualities of wisdom, charm, and intellectual brilliance. Hazels were sacred to the Druids because they symbolized hidden knowledge and intuition, often associated with sacred wells and the salmon of wisdom, a creature said to gain its genius by eating hazelnuts that fell into mystical waters. October 5th born hazels embody this same energy. They are seekers of truth, with a mind that never rests, always probing beneath the surface of life to find the hidden meaning. They possess an instinctive ability to connect the dots between ideas, to uncover truths that others overlook, and to intuitively sense the motives and emotions of those around them. Their charm lies not just in their beauty but in their quick wit and effortless ability to make others feel understood. They are storytellers, philosophers, and natural teachers, even when they do not set out to be. In their presence, people often feel as though they are receiving more than just words. They are receiving glimpses of something deeper, something just beyond the veil of ordinary understanding. If, however, they fall under the rowan tree, their aura shifts toward vision, protection, and spiritual guardianship. The rowan was considered the tree of life by the Druids, revered for its protective qualities and its association with otherworldly realms. Rowans were often planted near homes to guard against dark forces, and so individuals born under this tree were seen as protectors themselves, people who bring light where there is shadow, clarity where there is confusion, and inspiration where there is despair. October 5th born Rowans often carry an air of mystery about them, as though they are touched by the divine. Their insights can be startling in their originality, and they often act as visionaries, offering fresh perspectives that challenge conventional wisdom. They are not content with ordinary explanations. They search for meaning in everything, weaving together a tapestry of ideas, dreams, and ideals that uplift those around them. The beauty of being born on October 5th is that whether one aligns with hazel or rowan, there is always a spark of magic present. Hazels carry the gift of sharp intellect and psychic intuition, while rowans radiate inspiration and visionary power. Many born on this day feel as though they are both, wise yet mystical, logical yet otherworldly. This duality makes them fascinating companions and influential leaders, for they can ground themselves in reason while still reaching into realms of imagination and spirit. People often sense this special quality in them even without fully understanding it. Friends may describe them as having an old soul or a magical presence. Strangers may feel inexplicably drawn to them, as though pulled by an invisible thread. And October 5th born individuals themselves often feel like they are walking between worlds, deeply connected to the earthly pleasures of beauty, love, and art, yet equally tied to spiritual visions and higher truths. In the Celtic tradition, this is the mark of someone chosen, someone who has inherited a spark of the divine from the sacred groves of old. Vedic horoscope. In the ancient system of Vedic astrology, which peers into the soul through the lunar mansions known as nakshatras, those born on October 5th typically fall under the influence of Chitra nakshatra, known as the bright star. Chitra is ruled by the fiery planet Mars and symbolized by a brilliant jewel or shining pearl. Its essence combines artistry with ambition, beauty with force, and creativity with the courage to shape the world. To be born under Chitra is to carry within oneself the paradox of the artist warrior. Someone who seeks beauty but refuses to let beauty be passive, someone who creates but also conquers. Chitra bestows charisma. October 5th born individuals under this star often stand out in a crowd, not only because of physical attractiveness but because of the aura they carry, an undeniable magnetism that draws eyes and hearts toward them. They have a natural sense of style, an instinct for presentation, and an ability to make themselves noticed without appearing to try too hard. People remember them, people admire them, people often feel enchanted by them. This is the jewel of Chitra shining through them, casting a glow that is both captivating and unmistakable. But Chitra is not only about outer beauty. At its core, this nakshatra connects to the idea of crafting reality, of shaping the outer world into a form that reflects inner vision. Those born under it are often highly creative, with talents in design, art, fashion, architecture, writing, or any field where form and expression are central. They are not content to simply admire beauty. They must build it, mold it, and leave their mark. For October 5th born individuals, this explains their lifelong urge to create, whether it is through tangible works or through the way they transform the spaces and relationships around them. Yet Mars, the ruler of Chitra, introduces a fiery element that can complicate this beauty. Mars is the planet of action, drive, ambition, and sometimes conflict. Combined with Libra's airy balance, this creates a fascinating tension. October 5th born individuals are peacemakers at heart, yet they are also warriors in disguise. They have ambition that burns within them, an urgency to achieve, and a determination to rise above mediocrity. While Venus gives them charm, Mars gives them courage. While Venus makes them diplomats, Mars makes them fighters when needed. This blend can sometimes make them impatient. They want results quickly, they want recognition, and they can grow restless if their efforts are not acknowledged. The Dharma, or life path, of Chitra-born individuals is to learn the balance between outer beauty and inner truth. Many October 5th born people feel the temptation to rely heavily on appearances, to dazzle others with their charm, wit, and style. But the deeper calling of their soul is to align this outer brilliance with authenticity, to ensure that the beauty they project mirrors the truth they live. When they succeed, they become luminous beacons of integrity and inspiration. When they falter, they may become trapped in illusions of vanity or surface-level validation. Flower horoscope. For those born on October 5th, the symbolic flowers, the rose and the cosmos, are far more than beautiful plants. They are mirrors of the soul, carrying within their petals the essence of what it means to be a Libra with the restless spark of the number 5. Flowers have always been used across cultures as silent messengers, communicating emotions that words cannot capture. For October 5th born individuals, the rose and the cosmos form a delicate duet, expressing both the fiery, passionate dimension of their nature and the serene, harmony-seeking side that longs for peace. The rose, timeless in its symbolism, has been linked to love, passion, and desire since antiquity. To carry the rose as a life flower means that October 5th individuals are never far from the energy of romance. They radiate a lure that is both magnetic and mysterious, capable of awakening deep feelings in those they meet. Just as the rose blooms in layered petals, these individuals also reveal themselves in layers. At first glance, they may charm with their smile, their words, or their elegance, but beneath the surface lies a heart that beats with intensity and depth. Roses also carry thorns, and this duality reflects the Libra struggle between beauty and pain, attraction and caution. October 5th born people may invite love easily, but they also guard their innermost feelings carefully, ensuring that only those who are worthy may reach their deepest heart. The cosmos flower, on the other hand, adds a different layer of meaning. Where the rose speaks of passion and the tumult of love, cosmos embodies order, peace, and balance. Its name itself comes from the Greek word, kosmos, meaning harmony and a beautifully arranged universe. To carry cosmos energy means that October 5th individuals are not just seekers of love but also seekers of fairness, order, and clarity in the world around them. They despise chaos that lacks purpose. Even in their restless spirit, they search for connections, patterns, and truths that bring everything into balance. Cosmos reminds them of their role as peacemakers, not merely lovers of beauty, but creators of it in their relationships, families, and even careers. Together, these flowers reflect the dual nature of October 5th born individuals. The rose represents their romantic, sensual, and passionate self, the part that craves connection, adventure, and intensity. The cosmos represents their idealistic, justice-seeking self, the part that longs to bring order to disorder, to soothe conflict, and to align life with principles of fairness and harmony. These two energies may sometimes pull in different directions, but when harmonized, they create individuals who are both dreamers of romance and architects of peace. It is not uncommon for October 5th born individuals to feel deeply connected to flowers in general. Their Libra sun makes them lovers of beauty in all forms, and many of them find solace in gardens, nature, or even floral art. Roses and cosmos, specifically, can act as personal talismans for them, reminders of their purpose, their duality, and their ability to blend passion with serenity. Keeping these flowers nearby, whether as fresh blossoms, fragrances, or symbols, can help them align with their truest nature. The rose reminds them never to suppress their passion, while the cosmos reminds them to channel that passion into something meaningful and balanced. Together, they are both the heart and the mind of October 5th souls. Stone Horoscope. The protective stones of October 5th born Libras are opal and lapis lazuli, two gems that perfectly capture the inner essence of these individuals. To understand their role is to understand how October 5th people navigate the world, constantly balancing between passion and wisdom, emotion and clarity, restlessness and purpose. These stones are not chosen at random. They are aligned with the Libra spirit and the vibrational influence of the number 5, acting as spiritual tools and guardians that help channel the immense energy of these people in constructive, transformative ways. Opal, with its kaleidoscope of shimmering colors, mirrors the ever-changing nature of October 5th born souls. Just as opal flashes with different hues depending on the angle of light, these individuals express themselves in many ways, constantly adapting, shifting, and reinventing. To wear opal is to honor their restless creativity. It enhances imagination, stimulates passion, and awakens emotional depth. Libras born on this day often feel emotions in vivid colors, and opal amplifies their ability to express them, whether through art, love, or storytelling. It is a stone of inspiration, helping them turn chaotic bursts of curiosity into refined creations. At its best, opal helps October 5th souls feel connected to their inner fire without letting that fire burn out of control. Yet opal also carries a deeper lesson. Because it magnifies emotions, it reminds October 5th born individuals of the need for balance. Just as their lives can swing between extremes of excitement and discontent, opal shows them that their brilliance shines brightest when their feelings are aligned with purpose. For those who struggle with inconsistency, opal acts as a stabilizing light, teaching that true passion is not just about intensity but also about endurance and dedication. Lapis lazuli, on the other hand, brings a completely different energy, one of wisdom, clarity, and truth. Where opal stirs the heart, lapis awakens the mind. For October 5th born individuals, who are sometimes prone to indecision and superficiality, lapis acts as an anchor. It helps them cut through confusion, sharpen their intuition, and speak their truth with courage. This deep blue stone, revered since ancient Egypt as a symbol of the heavens, encourages them to look beyond appearances and pursue depth. It is a stone of honesty, pushing them to align their external charm with their internal wisdom. When used together, opal and lapis create a powerful balance. Opal fuels their creative fire and emotional richness, while lapis provides grounding and intellectual clarity. Together, they remind October 5th individuals that their greatest power lies in uniting heart and mind, passion and purpose, beauty and truth. For people born on this day, wearing these stones, whether as jewelry, carried as talismans, or used in meditation, helps align their restless, adventurous energy with a deeper sense of direction. These stones are not just accessories for October 5th born individuals, they are allies. They remind them of who they are, luminous souls born to explore, to love, to create, and to connect, but also destined to grow into wisdom, clarity, and balance. Just as the rose and cosmos define their floral essence, opal and lapis define their crystalline one, guiding them toward a life where passion is matched by purpose and beauty is matched by truth. The big picture. To understand the essence of someone born on October 5th is to witness a life that refuses to be ordinary, a journey that cannot be measured by simple checklists or predictable milestones. These individuals are dazzling not just because of their natural charm or beauty, but because they embody the living paradox of the human spirit. They long for freedom, yet they crave connection. They sparkle with intelligence, yet they are restless for novelty. They are artists of life itself, forever painting experiences with colors others might never dare to use. To be born on this day is to be destined for a path that is both exhilarating and complex, a constant balancing act between the heart's desire and the soul's mission. At the core of their being lies an unshakable need for adventure. October 5th born people are rarely content with standing still, either physically or emotionally. Life, for them, is a series of horizons waiting to be crossed. Whether through travel, relationships, careers, or personal reinvention, they thrive when they are moving forward into uncharted territory. This restless energy is not a flaw but a driving force. It fuels their intelligence, their artistry, and their hunger to experience life in its richest forms. Their curiosity ensures that they never stagnate, but instead evolve continuously, becoming new versions of themselves with each chapter of their lives. Yet, alongside this desire for freedom is an equally powerful yearning for love and connection. October 5th born individuals may flirt with independence and guard their personal space fiercely, but they are not meant to live in isolation. Their hearts bloom in the presence of others. They seek soulmates, friends, and collaborators who can walk beside them on their ever-shifting path. The challenge is that they must find partners who understand that love, for them, is not about possession but about shared exploration. When they discover relationships that honor both intimacy and independence, they are capable of forming bonds that are not only romantic but transformative, partnerships that inspire and elevate all involved. Their intelligence is one of their most captivating features. They are thinkers and dreamers who approach life not just with curiosity but with a sharp mind that constantly analyzes, questions, and imagines. They thrive in conversation, where their wit and insight shine. They can be both philosophers and comedians, capable of making someone laugh one moment and then sparking deep reflection the next. This intellectual agility makes them magnetic to others, for they are never dull, never predictable. They have the rare gift of making people feel alive simply by being in their presence, because their words and ideas breathe new life into the ordinary. Creativity flows through October 5th born souls as naturally as air. They are artists, not always in the literal sense of painting or music, but in the way they approach existence. To them, life itself is a canvas. They find beauty in places others might overlook and transform mundane experiences into extraordinary memories. They may throw a dinner party that feels like a work of art, tell a story that becomes unforgettable, or create a moment of joy in an otherwise ordinary day. This artistic vision is not just talent, it is a calling, a way of showing others that life is richer, more beautiful, and more meaningful than they realized. But this brilliance comes with a responsibility. October 5th born individuals must learn to master the art of balance. Their destiny requires them to harmonize the pull of freedom with the need for stability, the thrill of variety with the discipline of focus. Without this balance, they risk scattering their energy and leaving too many unfinished trails behind them. Yet when they embrace it, when they learn that freedom does not vanish in the presence of responsibility but actually deepens through it, they unlock their true power. They become not just wanderers but leaders, not just adventurers but guides who show others the way toward harmony. Their destiny is not to be ordinary. They are not here to simply follow the rules, check the boxes, and fade quietly into the background. October 5th born individuals are here to inspire, to awaken others through their ideas, their creativity, their beauty, and their adventurous spirit. They are natural catalysts, igniting transformation wherever they go. People who encounter them often find themselves questioning old assumptions, daring to dream bigger, or remembering the importance of joy and play. In this way, October 5th individuals become mirrors of possibility, showing the world what life can be when lived fully and authentically. If you know someone born on this day, you know that they are rare. They are the kind of people who can walk into a room and change its energy instantly, who can turn an ordinary conversation into an unforgettable story, who can transform a fleeting encounter into a memory that lingers for years. To treasure them is to recognize that they are not like everyone else. They are both dreamers and doers, wanderers and creators, lovers and philosophers. They remind us that life is not meant to be lived in monotony but celebrated as an adventure, as a work of art, as a dance between passion and peace. To sum it up, October 5th born individuals are dazzling because they embody both lightness and depth, charm and substance, freedom and connection. Their journey may not always be easy, but it is always extraordinary. And those who walk beside them, whether as friends, lovers, or fellow travelers, are forever changed by the brilliance of their presence.